Hello my fellow art lovers and welcome back to KayJayComicArt. KJ here, bringing you a brand new video. This one is a review of some pens I've had since 2014. Yes, I know, but have never tried because I don't know how to get the ink out of them. It's basically fear. But these are the ArtWay bamboo nibs. Here they are. This is what they look like. I've never done a review in my life, so please let me know if I'm doing this right, and I hope this is in camera. But these nibs are basically the same as nib pens, because if you look, if it's focused, I'm not sure if it's focused. But one side has a hole in it made for holding ink so you can draw, while the other is for scratching and mark making, which I'm going to be trying both for. So hopefully these work out really well. I'm just going to do a quick test on paper with each of the nib pens. I've got kitchen roll here for if I need to clean them off, because I don't know how you clean these and they're going to get nice and ruined, and I like them so much. So it's quite sad I need to sand one side down. But here we go, let's test this. Can I take it back now? Whoa. There's a lot of ink. Right? Wow. Apart from being way too thick, I like the ink flow. It feels, well, as other people say, juicy, so to speak. There's just enough in there to fill that. Yeah. So yeah, I actually quite like how that looks. There you go. So that's that side. Let's try the mark making side after I've dried it. Oh, it's all ruined. But at the same time, it kind of adds character. Let's try this. Oh yeah. Now that feels nice. And because they're made of wood, assuming that you can do this, up until you get to the dot, you could sand it down. So you can keep it sharp. So they might last longer than normal nib pens as well. See how long this is lasting for? It's starting to mark a little different now. I think it's starting to dry. Yeah, it's starting to dry. But yeah, so that's that one. There's 3 of them, so we're going to test all of them here. And I don't know how else to get this to dry. That bit's dry, so just going to dab this a bit more. Leave that to dry. Let's try the smallest one. Wait. Right, let's draw us another eyeball, because they're what I'm good at when I'm drawing in practice. I don't like how thick they are. That I'm going to point out here. Maybe if you hold them a different way, they probably wouldn't be as thick, but because I have a tend to hold them sideways, because that's just how I draw, I feel like they don't quite work how I like. There you go, running out of ink again. Right, let's do that. Continue this eye. Just finish this eye off, because I like to be organised. There we go. So yeah, apart from, oh there you go, you hold it lighter, the top, you can get quite thin lines, and then when you go down a bit it turns to a thicker line. So yeah, the reason why I haven't used these is before, as I've said, it's mainly because, well, they're impossible to dry, for one, and for, well actually they're not impossible to dry because it kind of soaks into the nib itself, which is quite a relief. But I was also really afraid of how you clean them. Because I used to wash my nibs, I don't now. But I don't really know how you would clean nibs like this. Oh, this one's nice. Mark making. Definitely good for mark making. Especially shadowed marking. If you go like that. You can get a nice thinner gradient, so if you went... You could definitely get a good gradient with that. But you cannot get a line thickness. I think these are made more for writing than art. I'm not really sure. Let's try it. No, they are not made more for art. Actually, they are pretty good for writing. So maybe it is that. Okay, that's that one tested. Let's test this last one and then I'll get on to making a drawing with them. Sorry about that, guys. I've got a bit of a sniffle today. This one's the really small one, I think, like nib-wise. So hopefully this has a good test to it. Make another eyeball. Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the one that I was looking for. But they hold a lot of ink. It dries really fast because they're made of wood and they absorb it. But if you can see here, it's like puddled above the surface because it holds that much. So if you wanted to create a drawing with a lot of ink in it, these would be your best bet. Maybe to fill in black areas, like in the eyelashes and iris, for example, instead of using like a thinner pen. But I wouldn't use these for every drawing I have because of the fact that they're quite thick. Maybe for thicker, like larger drawings, like full-on zoomed-in shots, but never for like actual artwork. But I was doing that today just to check it out. Let's have a look at the mark making. Oh, that feels nice. The slight issue is that this one's a thicker mark making pen. I wonder if there's a way to thin this. There we go. This one you have to put it on its side to thin it. But so that's pretty much the testing done. For this I'm using Drawing Solvent Chimay ink, which is a slow drying ink, so it's going to take a while before I can get onto the speed paint part. But I wanted to do a review on these pens because I've never used them, but I've always wanted to. And I thought, what better way to do that than on YouTube for a Monday video, because I'm doing my videos now on Monday, but they're still set up for Saturday. You'll see them on Saturday. But I've had to change my schedule because everything was all messed up because I was doing them on Wednesday, which is halfway through the week. And I was already tired by the time I got to them, which isn't fair on everyone else. So now I do them on Mondays so I can get them out of the way, not in a bad way. And then I could focus on practicing more drawing skills because right now I'm learning the fundamentals again. Because I got an email from Image saying that I needed to practice fundamentals in anatomy. And that other than that, and a few other things that I do wrong with comics, mainly speech bubbles, I have really big potential and I should come back to them with my development. So I'm doing that in the meantime. So I'm trying to make it so I can do both. I can work on these YouTube videos while working on my comic practices. So I thought Monday would be the best day to do these because I've got all my energy then. I'm shaking right now, but that's just because I'm really nervous. This is my first review of a drawing supply, I mean. But yeah, I'm going to try these on a drawing and I'm going to commentate over the drawing because, like I said, I've seen a lot of YouTubers do it this way, so I'm doing it this way by default. But if you want me to do it a different way, I can. I could do FaceTime, I could do anything really. But I'm going to vanish away for now, and when I come back, you should be seeing a light box for one, and hopefully I'll be able to do a very good version of this. I'm not going to do a full drawing. It's just a review, so I'm not really going to finish a full drawing. But I'm going to take a Kaya drawing I have that I did yesterday, and I'm going to take this small sheet of Bristol board, and I'm going to just do the face area. See if I can get it done. If I can't, then I know for a fact they're not for me. But hopefully you'll see the end result and you'll like it. Hopefully I'll like it. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the time lapse. Bye-bye.
Right guys, I'm back, and I have my verdict for these pens. They're called the ArtWay bamboo nibs. The reason why I didn't mention it before is because I forgot to, because my first review and I got nervous, but from now on I will make sure to mention the name first. And honestly, I hate them. For mark making they're okay, but the ink flow is too sudden, leaving large puddles of ink left behind, and the thickness of the lines rarely varies, even when you angle the pen differently. Yes, they're made of wood, so they're not flexible at all, but angling the pen in a different way should at least affect the line thickness, in my opinion. Like if you turn it sideways, you get a thinner line, because it's quite thick, the pen itself, so it comes out as quite a thick wedge of ink. Meaning I can't get a thin line to save me life. Honestly, I could be held for ransom and people could say, make this thin line or you will die, and I'll die if this is the only pen they have. I don't know why that was funny to me. I'm very sorry. The mark making side was the only side I could attempt to get thin lines on. But even then, because of the lack of an ink reservoir, I could barely use it for a second without needing to redip the pen. So it was constantly dip, draw, which yes, I'm used to, but not dip, draw, dip, draw, dip, draw, dip, draw, dip, draw, even. You've got to give it a few. You've got to have a few seconds where you're not just going and getting it just ink all the time. All in all, I don't recommend them, nor was I sponsored by them, otherwise this review would be 5 years too late. Maybe for some these pens will be great, but for me, I wasted £6 on something I can't use well, without ruining my art. I plan to re-ink this drawing next week properly, with proper nibs, but until then, I hope this review satisfied you guys. If you'd like to see more supply reviews like this, give me a like and I'll make sure to make more. Now that I've said my piece, I'll leave you guys with some music and I'll see you next week for another video.